Good morning and welcome to today's program, My Heritage for Beginners. My name is Matthew Banky and I'm a reference librarian at the Kokomo-Howard Public Library. So MyHeritage is one of the largest genealogy companies in the world. In terms of record collections and numbers of users, it is on par with any of the major players in genealogy. In the United States, however, Ancestry is definitely the forerunner. So what does MyHeritage have that sets them apart from other platforms? How does pricing compare to the other major players like Find My Past and Ancestry? And what is the best way to access it? So these are just a few of the questions today that I will set out to answer. So a little bit of background on MyHeritage. The company was founded in 2005 by Gilad Jaffet in Yehuda, Israel, where it's continuously been based out of. It's similar to Ancestry in size, depth of their collections, communities, DNA testing, etc. But they're definitely more of a European focus. Ancestry definitely has a lot of records in Germany, in England, all over Europe, but MyHeritage is a little bit heavier, and they also have some countries that you will have trouble finding, like in Eastern Europe and in the Slavic countries. 99 million worldwide users use MyHeritage, and they have more of a worldwide community. So you're going to find more people that are in the countries that you might be researching that can possibly help you. It's translated into 42 languages. They have 16.3 billion historical records. I think that's actually up to 16.9 now. So they are always adding more records. And I mean, when they add records, they go heavy. There are 4.8 billion profiles. So these are ancestor profiles. Their autosomal DNA testing began in 2016, and they partner with Family Search. So you can actually sync up your Family Search world tree with your MyHeritage tree. And there are 3 different ways to build a family tree in MyHeritage. So the family tree features are pretty attractive in MyHeritage. There's 3 different ways, as I mentioned. The first is actually a collaborative world tree. It's similar to Family Search and WikiTree. And what makes a collaborative tree different from a private tree is that it's open. Basically, anybody can add a profile. Anybody can edit a tree. However, there's only 1 record per person, whereas with private trees, you have hundreds and hundreds of people, even thousands of people that can have the same ancestor, but a unique record. So there's a lot of advantages and disadvantages to collaborative trees. And one of the disadvantages is that you lack control, but a huge advantage is that it's collaborative. So that's one feature that MyHeritage has. It's kind of a separate website or database that's run by MyHeritage. They also have a software program that is free to download called Family Tree Builder. I've downloaded and evaluated Family Tree Builder for a different program that I did months back. And it has some good features, and you can get a lot of mileage out of just a free subscription. As with their family sites, you're limited to how many people you can actually upload. And like I said, Family Sites is the site that is built into the MyHeritage website. So you go to myheritage.com, and Family Sites creates a unique website for you. And you can actually access your family tree and get started with MyHeritage with a free subscription. You're limited to 250 people and 500 megabytes of storage. But this is different than with Ancestry. Ancestry, without a paid subscription, you can't create a family tree. So they are really encouraging and getting you started, and they're trying to wrest away Ancestry users with more features that are free. They also have some really interesting statistics features. If you love data, they analyze a lot of data for you. A lot of like demographic information, like how many males to females are there in your family tree? What country are they from? Ethnicity, etc. And there's also a really nice error report tool, which in my opinion is really, really useful. Like I uploaded my family tree and I had over 100 errors. And I went through these errors and I looked at them, and a lot of them were farther back in my tree, which that's where it's very common for there to be errors or discrepancies. And those are the types of genealogical problems that you really need to work through to make your ancestry tree work. So it gives you a lot to work on, and it gives you something specific to work on. To my knowledge, Ancestry doesn't do that. I haven't analyzed Find My Past, but there are some features with MyHeritage and their family tree that are unique and that are really, really strong. So the pricing for MyHeritage. I'm going to go have a whole slide devoted to their DNA testing next, but I just want to mention the pricing for MyHeritage DNA is less expensive than Ancestry. It's normally $79 for a kit, whereas Ancestry's usual price is $99. If you look to the bottom of the screen, where I have a screenshot, there's currently a sale where they are down to $49 for a DNA kit. So they have, when they have sales, they go heavy. Ancestry, of course, has DNA sales. I know I bought my Ancestry DNA kits when they had Christmas sales, but they just, MyHeritage just had a spring sale, or I think, no, it was actually a winter sale. And that just ended like 2 weeks ago. And then there's already another Easter DNA sale. And so they are really trying to get people to buy their DNA kits and to build up their database. As far as subscriptions go, the prices are fairly similar with Ancestry and MyHeritage, except that on the lowest level, MyHeritage is definitely cheaper. And they really encourage you to upgrade. So it gives you an opportunity to see the differences between the different pay platforms. So if you start off with the cheapest membership, or you can start off with a free membership, you upgrade for 50%, and that's a lot. So that brings down that $300 a year price. So here's the pricing breakdown, and MyHeritage is a little bit different. They have a full year cycle. So if you sign up, you're going to have a full year of billing, whereas Ancestry, it's a 6-month billing period. I have the cheapest one here for Ancestry, the 1650. I get a lot of mileage out of that. But it's considerably cheaper for just, I have the premium membership for MyHeritage, and it's $645 a month. So that's a pretty big difference in terms of pricing. And what that does, in my opinion, is it makes it easier for a casual user to give MyHeritage a try. Not as many libraries, I've noticed, have MyHeritage Library Edition. Our library here at the Kokomo-Howard Public Library, we have a library edition of Ancestry, and it's freely accessible to anybody who wishes to use it. You can use it from home. Just need to have your library card number. We don't have MyHeritage. In fact, most smaller libraries, they have free Ancestry Library Edition. They don't have MyHeritage. The Allen County Public Library, they have a library edition of MyHeritage, but you have to be on site to access it. So it's a little different. And just in terms of popularity in the United States, it's not where Ancestry is. So now I'm going to shift gears and talk about the DNA testing. And Ancestry, they have quite a lead with over 14 million DNA tests taken for autosomal DNA. And the reason that they have such a big advantage currently is they got off to an earlier start. They started DNA testing in 2012 when it was starting to get really popular. And MyHeritage, they only started in 2016. So as a result, they only have 2.5 million tests. So why does this matter? It matters because you're going to have more accurate ethnicity estimates and family matching with more data. However, a lot of users, a lot of people that are into DNA testing and genealogy, they do multiple companies, and you're going to have a different data set. You're going to have slightly different results. And that's always a valuable thing to consider when you're DNA testing, that, you know, to look at the data from different testing companies because they have different data sets. And they're going to have more users from European countries. So that's going to be valuable for users to analyze. So one area that MyHeritage definitely does have a major advantage over Ancestry, for example, are their Ancestry healthcare tests. And one area in particular where they have a lot of information are different genetic health risks. The DNA health tests are an area that are really growing in popularity as more and more people want to understand their health, where their health issues might come from, and actually how to get ahead of their health issues. And so that's definitely one area where they are at advantage, because they have a total of 18 carrier status reports that you can find information on. They have, so that is different, whereas Ancestry, they only have 3 carrier status reports for sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, and Tay-Sachs disorder. And so this is just, you know, one area where they're a little bit specialized in. And if you are interested in understanding, you know, some of your health risks that you might have and where they might come from genetically, I would definitely give MyHeritage's autosomal test a shot. Okay, so next I'm going to switch gears, and I'm actually going to go into the website, and I'm going to analyze one of the more popular features on MyHeritage, which is their photo analysis tools. So here I am. I'm on MyHeritage's website, and this is the landing page. As you can see, it's customizable. So I'm able to import a photo on the landing page, which for me, I really enjoy this. And this is one of the products of their photo analysis tools. And this is actually my ancestors that came over from Germany. They were from a small village near Stettin, Germany, which is today Poland. And they came over to the United States in 1882. And here is my second great grandfather as a little baby. He was the first child born. But this was actually just a black and white photo, actually a copy of a photo, not even the original photo. And I was able to colorize it and do some enhancements with MyHeritage's photo tools. And I just love it. and I love having it on my landing page. And so I'm going to go to the photo tools really quick, and here we are. And here's what the original looked like. As you can see, I'm really impressed by this feature with changing photos from black and white to color. I keep joking around that it brings new life to my ancestors, and that's what they're really, I'm sure, going for. And in fact, there's a way that you can literally animate your ancestors, which I'll show you in a minute. Some people find that to be a little creepy and off-putting. Some people think it's amazing. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I think it's interesting. But okay, so here is that cover photo right here. And as you see, there is a before and after feature. And boy, what a difference. You can make some additional edits also. So if I go up here into my photo settings, I can actually increase saturation. I can do some manual editing. It doesn't change the edit in real time, so I have to preview it. If I just bump up my saturation level a little bit, I have to preview it before it will actually change it. And I'm a little disappointed on the manual edits, but one thing that's really nice is that I can very easily export the item. So I can download this photo, and then I can upload it into, Photoshop if I'd like, and I can go further with it. I can continue with manual editing and clean it up more and more. You can do things like spot crop, get rid of some of these nasty spots. I can do some healing on areas that are especially damaged. And but it is a very good starting off with this with the colorization. Some of the photos turn out better than others, but it's something that I think is really, really valuable. And they actually allow you to do, you can fill up to 500 milligrams of space with a free purchase, a free account. And it gives you a sneak preview. So that's kind of how it got me interested. So I want to show you, I was really impressed with what color restoration does for an old color photo. I wasn't expecting that. Sometimes, in my opinion, the mystique of a black and white photo is there's some of the mystique is taken away with colorization. So not all of my photos do I really want to colorize with this tool. I'm a photo guy. I love photo editing. I love photography, and so I like to edit photos and enhance them. But without doing anything on my part, I'm pretty surprised at how much enhancement, how much it changes in a positive way. Let me just show you this again. The original, it's clearly been damaged over time. It's experienced exposure to sun. The shot itself, they are clearly squinting. This is my grandfather in the front. My father is behind him, and my two uncles and my grandmother, Shirley, beside him. And it looks like this was a framed photo. So it actually experienced some sun damage of its own. And I've had this photo for a few years, and I've really liked it and appreciated it. And I can't believe how much better it looks with the colorization. There's still some work that needs to be done here on the sides. I could simply crop it. But again, I have access to photo editing tools so that I can do some more. I want to manipulate the light a little bit more because the shot has too much light. And we live in an era of just where you can do so much with manipulating free photo tools. Another photo that I have that I'm really blown away by how different it looks. Here's another one with my father and my grandfather. There's my dad and there's my grandfather. And you're able to tag people in these photos also, which I'm just getting started with this. But what it does is it actually immediately syncs the people in your photos into your family tree. I didn't even know it was going to do that. So all you got to do is tag people in your photos, and suddenly everything's synced up. So that is really, really good in my opinion. But yeah, here's another one right here. This is another one this is another color photo that is really aged. This was taken in the early 70s, maybe around 70, 74, 75. And I know who all these people are. And having this photo means a lot to me. And just the instantaneous improvements, I don't know, I have so much emotion with photographs, as do so many people that are in the genealogy and family history. And this tool really means a lot to me, to just be able to instantaneously change photos. So here's another one that is black and white, and I love this photo. This is my great grandmother, and she was born in Butte, Montana, this little mining community where her dad was a brewer. And it's just an adorable photo of her standing on this chair, and she's probably like 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old. And look at the difference between black and white and color. I mean, it's just stunning. So anyway, I could kind of gush on this all day long. And just to use it, it's incredibly easy to use too. So I'm really, I love how easy it is to use. So you can easily, import a whole batch at a time and then go through, and all you have to do is click a button. You can enhance, you can do enhancements, you can do colorization, and you can do healing. In my opinion, they all kind of look the same, since they're kind of algorithm based. But like I said, if you work a little bit and you learn how to edit photos, you can go a lot further. But like I said, it's so easy to just import a batch of them, start going through, and then you can export them just as easily, and then they're yours. It's not owned by MyHeritage. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the different record collections that are available on MyHeritage. There's definitely some common ground between Ancestry and Family Search, etc. You're going to find census records, birth records, marriage records, and death records. However, they're going to be a little bit different. Just different. You're going to find you analyze features a little bit different than the other players. But there's also unique resources like newspapers and military records. And one of the things that I really like about MyHeritage that's different from Ancestry. With Ancestry, they have their pay scales where you have accessibility to more records, such as with the World Edition, you have more world records. However, there's also some databases that Ancestry owns, like newspapers.com. And even with the highest scaffolding of pay in Ancestry, you'll still need to get a subscription to newspapers.com. There are other databases like that in Ancestry that you have to pay for on top of your normal subscription. With MyHeritage, that isn't the case. They have their own newspaper service that's embedded, and even with a basic subscription, or actually with the first pay scaffolding, you're able to access all of those records without having to go out. Same with military records. You don't need a subscription to Fold 3 or go through your library's library edition of Fold 3. Military records are just right in there. And I just want to point out that they're adding records all the time. When they do, they go heavy. According to Dick Eastman's genealogy blog, he's a genealogy blogger that I've been subscribing to for years. And in a recent post by him, just in March last month, MyHeritage added 18.1 million historical records. And these are from 12 different collections from countries across the globe: Australia, Austria, France, Romania, Russia, Scotland, Switzerland, and Ukraine. So now, like I mentioned earlier, it was 16.3. Just in March, they went up over 600,000 items in their collections. So that's a lot. And this is useful, especially if you have kind of unique ancestral heritage, like I said, in Russia, Romania, Australia, Ukraine. A lot of people, I'm sure, are analyzing if they have Ukrainian ancestry right now with the crisis there. So this is just I don't know, just one more piece that makes MyHeritage kind of stand apart. Record searching. Record searching, there is an automated feature in Ancestry that's pretty effective. They have these little tree hints. So you get these little green tree hints that you go to your family tree. If you have a tree on Ancestry, you can go through your different ancestors, and they do automate also. So new records for your ancestors, they come in. MyHeritage is a little different though. They have what's called smart matching. And with smart matching, it's more than just records. They actually sync you up to other member trees. And this is different with Ancestry. Ancestry, you can look at other people's trees, and there's a way that you can search them, but there's not an automated feature with searching trees. And what this does is it's more proactive in connecting you to your community. Ancestry has a great community too, but you're going to have different people on MyHeritage than you're going to have on Ancestry. I'm sure there's going to be overlap, but you are likely to find more European people that might be from the country that you're researching, and they might have ancestors in common with you. And connecting with those tree sources is really useful. Actually, you can upload, if you have a tree match and a record match suggestion, you can actually import other people's records. And you can't do that with Ancestry. So the collaboration, as I just mentioned, with more of a, I'd say that they're probably pretty comparable. But again, just having more of a European experience with MyHeritage. In fact, I watched a blog where some users were able to get translation services, German translation services from a member in Germany, and he was able to translate church records. And so anytime you can get something like that for free, if you go the pay route, it's going to be quite costly. And back in 2016, MyHeritage began a community-driven question and answer forum. And there have been a lot of individual members that have been helped as a result. Okay, so I hope this has been a helpful program, and I just wanted to give an introduction for beginners for MyHeritage, and I hope that it can encourage you to go out and give MyHeritage a shot and see what kind of records that you can discover, see what kind of connections you can make, and see how easy it is to restore and colorize your family photos. If you have any questions about your genealogy, please contact the Kokomo-Howard Public Library, reach out to Amy Russell and her awesome staff, and come in for a tour. We're right here at downtown Kokomo, 220 North Union Street. Thank you so much for watching this program, and have a great day.